to Glasner, and we have delivered the water. I'm surprised we didn't throw it at him like we do the mayor in the Farmer's Fest.
What brings you to Lothlorien?
And we are going to get another 700. All right. Thank you, Gnarlo. Thirsty guests will toast your name tonight. Okay. Another one of our items leveled up there. We have finished 3 of the banquet preparations now. So now it's off to find the other 2. And just like that, it has become daylight through the magic of editing. We are still looking for banquet preparations. Let's go on up here into the vineyards, and we will go straight on back to the back, where our last 2 people whom we need to help to gather things together for the banquet are located. Ace Brunil and Had Helen. Ace Brunel.
Rondir, stay a moment and speak with me.
Buttons and berries. I see that our fair mistress of the feast has recruited you to aid us in our preparations. I truly appreciate your willingness to help, Gnarlo. Let us see what is on my list. Pie fillings. I will need mushrooms for the savory pies and berries for the sweet ones. The mushrooms I need can be found along the banks of the stream that runs by Imlad Laleth. It is a variety of mushroom we call button because of their round caps. The berries I need commonly grow in the forest a short way north of Imlad Laleth. They should be simple enough to find. So 8 berries and 8 buttons. And Had Helen over here.
Sweet-eyed Rondir, stay a moment and speak with me.
Meat for the spit. What am I missing? Ah, of course, meat for the spit. I have neglected my duties for the banquet and must quickly rectify the situation. There's a herd of boars that can be found along the eastern edge of Galadhrim, a fair way north of here, though any boars of Lothlorien would do. Bring me back some nice large cuts of boar meat. Did I say something amusing? Do they not hunt boars in your land? Boars, why is it always boars? Okay, so we're also going to be hunting for boar meat. That was one thing that, once again, in The Hobbit, it was some of the comic relief that they put into the Hobbit book that, may or may not have belonged there. Some people would call it comic relief. Some people would just call it filler. The banquet at Elrond's house where none of the elves were just serving berries and berries and twigs and salad and that kind of thing. And they were going, where's the meat? Well, it's later on in The Hobbit itself. It made for a good joke. It made for a funny bit. But, later on in The Hobbit itself, you've got the banquet of the wood elves where they come across and they're quite clearly eating meat. In fact, there's one point where the elves they see the elf hunting party charging along hunting after deer. So, yeah, the elves weren't a bunch of, granola girls here.
The Lord and Lady have need of your services.
Let's check on him as well. The boars of Brokos. The bears of Brokos, sorry. Ooh, had boars on my mind there. We have had much reason to gather and share meals of late, both for honoring the visitors who seek respite in our land, and for the tragic news that reached us in the wake of their arrival. For the most part, our people are more than content to subsist upon the bounty of our breads and the greenery cultivated by our gardeners. But we also enjoy the hunt and a fine roast now and again. Wow. Serendipity, people, honestly, I did not read this first. After all, it does not hurt to bolster the morale of our folk with a little indulgence in such dark times, when battle seems always close at hand. To this end, I would have you hunt a few of the wild boars to the west, and the wild bears to the west in the rocky dens of Brokos. Their meat is rich and well worth savoring when properly prepared. I said that was entirely a case of serendipity there, because I did not know that he was going to sit and talk about the elven diet himself. All right, I'm assuming this is the stream. Yep, there we go. Button mushrooms. So we're going to hunt all along it for button mushrooms. See if we can find about 8 of them. And then we will also be searching northward for the berries. And we will continue along here collecting those. And we will see you again in a little while. We have finished collecting all of the mushrooms along the banks of the stream there. We are now collecting the bearing bushes. You see, and I'm finding them right up here is that road we traveled along when we were lighting all the torches along it, going from that bridge all the way back around. So that's the area all along here that I'm finding the berry bushes too. So they are also basically found traveling along the riverbank here. Yep, there's another one. So we are going to collect all the berries as well. And then we will work on some of those boars and bears, I would imagine, before I head back on over to the vineyards. So we'll see you in just a little bit when we actually start with some of the hunting. We have gathered our buttons and berries, and if you see ahead of us here, we have actually got a green boar. We have gotten into some green level stuff. As you see, it is available for the meat of the spit. I'll show you where we are on the map. We are right about even, right with the inn there in Anduin, as you see. So he said the forest to the north, and it is what? To the, along the eastern border of Galadhrim. So we're in Egladale at the moment. Unfortunately, they don't actually have the kind of area divisions here on the map here, you know, North Farthing, East Farthing. So the area we're going to be looking in is kind of right along in this area right here is where I remember seeing the the Tuskers in the past. See, we're now entering Gellardor. All right. Boom. And we are going to be taking down these. Just once again, remember, whenever you're hunting the boars, it's okay to hunt like the Tuskers and stuff here, but be careful with them. There are some piglets. Here we go. Beast Lair. We did not... Ah, there we go. Collected cut of boar meat. 1 of 8. Good. So we're going to be going along hunting for them, but what I was saying was there are right here rooting piglet. You know, looks like a boar, and you could hunt it if you want. It would drop meat, but look at there, protected. It's one of the protected ones, the rooting piglet. So be very careful about your targets whenever you're out here hunting, and make sure that you're not hunting one of the protected ones, or you will be losing faction faster than you're gaining it. Okay, so we're going to continue along with our hunting expedition here. We're going to keep looking in this area, get those 8 cuts of boar meat, and then we will be heading back down back on the other side. Wow, and it's become nighttime again. We'll be hunting back across the river over next to the vineyards, to go and collect the bear meat there. So we will see you again. We are coming back through the banquet lawn where all the revelers are out now having their party. The vineyards are just right on the other side. I've changed my mind. Instead of going after the bears for Brokos at the moment, we're just going to go and turn these 2 back in right quick. That'll complete our 5 of 5 for preparations for the banquet. And then we can go back talk to the banquet organizer over there once again. And we can pick up yet another fun and interesting quest. Let's talk to Esbranil.
Hail. What brings you to Lorien?
You have returned with the ingredients I need, and with little time to spare. I have much to do before the feast. Okay, more reputation. Another rank up. Had Helen.
Sweet Reindeer.
Ah, boar. There is nothing like it, is there? I do not think anyone could ever get tired of juicy. What is the matter with you, Gnarlo? Why do you roll your eyes every time I speak of boars? It's nice that they have a sense of humor about this all, aren't they? All right, let's go back to the banquet preparations now. Turn this one in. She, of course, is just on the other side, right up by the gateway there with the two statues. And the little passage that goes through that high hedge that you might have noticed. There it is. You keep bumping up against that hedge quite often whenever you're on that other side looking for the berries and the berry bushes and all. Okay, let's dismount. And let us talk to a very overexposed malaria.
Golden Wood.
Click here so you're not quite got the f-stop so open. Gnarlo, I am delighted you have made all the preparations seem so much less arduous and allowed me to more fully devote my time and attention to the complicated ones. Please accept this reward and know that it comes with Malarial's warmest regards. And for the whole thing, you're going to get 900. Boom.
Sweet-eyed Reindeer, stay a moment and speak with me.
This is the one I thought. A revel too far. My dear Gnarlo, I thank you for your help with the preparations for the evening revels, but there's one last matter. Even among our people, there's an occasional tendency to oversample the fine products of our local vineyard, and the revelers can become a bit more loose with their tongues than I prefer. I must see to my duties as hostess and greeter to guests as they arrive, and so I was wondering if you could help me keep some of our more inebriated guests in line. I find it is easiest to determine who is overindulged by listening to their manner of speech. It is the way of the elves of Lothlorien to remain quiet and well-mannered even during our revels. So, should you hear someone raising their voice over loud or becoming unseemingly boisterous, it might be best to remind them of their manners. So we have 5 drunken revelers to admonish, without admonishing the 3 sober revelers. And we get 700 for this. Yes, this is just like the one that we just did at the Farmer's Fair, where we were going after the drunken hobbits. And the same kind of thing. You look, the boar-flanked snakes are quite inedible. Uh-oh, there you go. There it is. You look for the mispronounced words like that. Let's see. The savory pie is a certainly, let's see. Glasnir should be prude of this lusty vintage. There we go. Instead of proud, prude. Oh my, I played something of the fool, I fear. It shall not happen again. The berry pies make a wonderful end to the meal. That's not the one. There we go. Durin's yoke. May peace come again between Galadriel and Durin's yoke. Oh my, I played something of the fool. Alrighty, let's keep looking for drunken revelers. Full-bodied savory pie, marvelous cook. Light of the lanterns. Galadhrim is an artist. Savory pie. Meaty fate. Star kindler. We're okay right there. Gloom of the combing darkness. I bring soap against the gloom. There we go. Soap against the gloom of the combing darkness. How many have I had? Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Perhaps one too many. Okay, let's find 2 more. I'm gonna run on over this way. See if any of these say anything drunken while we're at it. Outdid himself the boar-flanked snakes. Instead of steaks, obviously. Oh my, I played something of the fool. Alright, we need 1 more. Buried pies. Make a splendorful end to the mall. Alright, we've managed to admonish 5 drunken elven revelers. Let us go back and talk to Malariel again.
Hail. What brings you to Lorien?
The revels continue undisturbed. My thanks to you, Gnarlo. And there we are. Very good. Alright, and as you see, now we found one of the repeatables. A revel too far, you can complete that once a day. So another 22 hours from now, basically whenever the servers reset, since it's 5 a.m. where I am, or almost 5 a.m. When the server has its reset at 3 a.m., you'll be able to do this again once a day. So this right here is an easy 900 faction with the elves every day. Speaking of which, let's take a look at where our reputation is right now. We are now at, let's see, the Galadhrim right now. We started out at, was it 2,900? I think so. We were at 2,900. We're now up to 7,800. We've made that much faction while we've been running around doing this. All right, very good. And that's without using any of the accelerators here. Now, I think that's covered pretty much all the quests on this side that we can do for faction. So I'm going to head and we're going to go look for that bear meat now. And we will return to you when I get to the part where the bears are. Okay, folks, we are right here. Let me show you where we are on the map. We are right where the A is, just below the A in Celebrant. Right along the road here. We are going to turn left, go up this way toward the big stone cliff, where there's a path that leads upwards. And at the top of the path here, past the pine trees and the fir trees and all, we've got some bears. These are the bears of Brokos. So this area will probably be revealed to be Brokos here in just a second. And we are going to see if we can't take them on. Looks like the Forest Wanderer matrons. And they should be dropping. There we go. We've collected our 1 of 6 bear meat. I thought I saw another one over here. Yep, there's another one, a young Forest Wanderer. I'm not sure if any of these are any that have protection, that fall under the protection of the Galadhrim here. So just once again, like anything, just be sure that y'all realize that anything over here, I think there's even some hawks. Only thing I don't think I've ever seen that I don't think I've ever seen the protected on is the Anduin lizards, the river lizards. I don't think I've ever seen any of them that had the protected. I could be wrong on that. It's been quite a while since I spent a huge amount of time, but I don't remember any of them having it, and I haven't seen any with the protected sign while I've been wandering through this. Alright, we're going to keep hunting for bear meat, and then we will bring it on back over there to the huntsman. Back to the vineyard's entrance right here, right across from the stable master. Here's Faris Dur, the huntsman. Let us go back to talking to him.
What brings you to Lothlorien?
Ah, a choice set of cuts, Gnarlo. The upcoming feast shall be fine indeed. I only hope it bolsters the strength of our guest, for it seems that they will have a long and perilous journey ahead of them. So another 700 with the Galadhrim
Will you
there.
aid the Galadhrim?
Invasive hunters. Greetings, Gnarlo. I am the master huntsman of Eglidale and the lands surrounding it. I and my hunters provide much of the meat we partake of during feasts and banquets of Lothlorien, though we are careful never to take too much from the forest bounty. Unfortunately, I have recently seen a new sort of creature about which threatens to throw matters awry, a variety of large lizard that breeds along the banks of the Anduin. They used to be quite rare here, but of late their numbers have grown rapidly. Perhaps something evil has driven them from their territory upstream. I know not, but they are voracious hunters, and if we are to keep sufficient game within the bounds of Lorien's forest, then we must trim their numbers quickly. Will you lend us your aid? What was I just talking about? The Anduin lizards. I was talking about, the fact that the elves eat meat, and then he comes up and immediately talks about how the elves eat meat. I was talking about the Anduin lizards, and he immediately starts talking about Anduin lizards. I'm going to get a knock on my door at any moment now, and it's going to be Natalie Portman there with a bottle of massage oils. So let's see if he brings that up in the next quest here. So far, I'm batting 666. Ooh, that's not a good batting. That is not a good batting percentage, is it? Ugh. Anyway, let's get back to it here. It is unfortunate that Aesbernil has not yet found a proper recipe for their tough meat, or we would be well lardered indeed upon these beasts. All right, Anduin lizards. We've seen them all over the place along the banks of the of the stream here. There's one right there. So it should not be hard to get our quota of 10 down right quick. And as I said, I have never seen one of these be protected. All right, there we are. Let us travel on down and continue looking for the lizards. And we will see you. See, one of them poisoned me or something. So we got a bit of a DOT going on us. We will continue once we get the 10 down and we go back and talk to our huntsman friend once more. Okay, Farisdur, I have hunted your invasive hunters.
Be wary, traveler. Orcs have come down from the mountains.
Commendable work, Gnarlo. I have no ill will toward these creatures, but their presence here threatens the bounty of Lothlorien. Perhaps when this dark time is past, they shall return to their rightful grounds and prosper there again. Another 700 with the Galadhrim.
The Lord and Lady have need of your services.
And this is why that I've been trying to get this string of things. Let's see, does he talk about the massage oils? All right, well, my winning streak has come to an end there. Anduin Patrol. Here we go. Why don't instead of trying to do that, let's just make this a little bit smaller, shall we? Anduin Patrol. Times such as these call for the skills of a hunter, though more often than not it is not wild beasts but the servants of the enemy that we must pursue. Of late, there have been a few reports of enemy scouts crossing the Anduin, attempting to find some entrance unwatched into Lothlorien. With many of our guards currently looking west to staunch the angry host emerging from Moria, it would be of considerable aid to us if you could take it upon yourself to run a patrol up the banks of the Anduin, from here to the northern extent of the forest, ensuring that nothing passes unseen. When you have completed your patrol, return to me here. All right. This is another, I can remember doing this many times. And my previous attempts to get to a friend to get into Karas Galathon. Because this is one of the daily repeatables here. Just like her, where you have to do all the festival preparations to get the repeatable one about the revelers. You have to do all the hunting ones with him to get to the one with the Anduin Patrol. And then once you do that, this one has the the daily on it. And I believe, if I'm correct, it's another 900 one, I think. Yep, 500 this time. Okay. I guess part of that is that you also get... I'm imagining if you're killing goblins and stuff along here, if you're killing the targets, that you'll probably be getting... faction for killing whatever you come across as well. Now, there are like 3 spots along this patrol route that you will come across stuff. And you can either find targets there, or if I remember right, you can get the message that the area is clear, the patrol area is clear. As you see, there are 4 patrol areas. So we will see as we head on into Gellardor. Oh, there we go. You see, Goblin Scouts. Let's see if we get faction for killing the Goblin Scouts as well. Oh, Stinging Swarm, go the heck away, will ya? For the Greyhammers, you cry as you defeat your foe. All right. The banks here are clear of enemies. All right. Well, this is a twofer here, because this one right here is one that we will be applying to the faction with Lothlorien. And as you see there, there's the boat they came in. This is a twofer, because this is the one that we will be applying for the faction to Lothlorien. And we will put this little piece in with the... epilogue there as well. So all we have to do now is defeat an orc, a goblin, or an uruk in Moria. And I don't think that will be too hard. I've heard there's a few of them around in there. Alright, let's continue on down. One thing that I can say, though, that bugs me, I understand about the faction and stuff like that, but something that bugs me and is like, Turbine, fix this. See, here we go. Here's the next spot where we can get a boat and a landing, and they are nothing here. And did we get any faction? Did we get any Mighty Blow killed the Goblin Scout? No. Alright. Oh, there we go. Yes, the ones that are green, the reputation with the Galadhrim has increased by 700. Nope, that was Invasive Hunters. Never mind. So no, we don't actually get faction for killing these. Just for completing the quest. But yeah, it's like, really. Turbine, listen up here right quick. Okay? We know you need the faction. We know you need to get friends. We understand the faction grind. Alright, the banks here are clear enemies. So that's 3 down. We got 1 more patrol area up here. Understand that. Understand the faction grind and all. Gorast. Uh-oh. What did I get? I got attacked by Rooting Tusker? Okay. I didn't think they actually attacked you. I thought they just growled at you and threatened to attack. And I guess Gorast is where we are. Alright, these are not... This is not a faction area here. So it's not one of the patrol areas that we have to come across. Really don't know why they attacked me. I didn't think I was in that spot long enough, but... Maybe the Tuskers of Gorast here are actually aggressive enough that they will attack you just from riding through on them. Okay. But yeah, what I was going to say is, can we fix this? Because, you know, obviously, with the faction, with the epic quest now, you don't actually have to have suitable faction with them. Alright, the last spot should be right up here, is it? Since you don't... Yep, the banks here are clear of enemies as well. Alright, we can go back to Farisdor now. and tell him that our patrol is clear. We only had one a target this time. There are times when I've done that and had one. There are times where I've done it and had 3 or 4. So I can't remember if I've ever been down the banks and it be totally clear, but I would imagine that, yeah, that's probably happened for me too. All right. This must be, there's a bunch of rooting piglets here, so maybe this is their breeding ground or something, and they're much more hyperactive, protecting their piglets and stuff. But let me see, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's like, understand you need faction to get in Karis Galathan. I understand all that. I'm not saying make you ally by any means. But I think that if you go through Mirkwood right over there, get all the way to Dol Guldur, complete book 9 all the way through, where you have fought neck and jowl with all the elves all the way up through Dol Guldur, that you ought to get credit for that. That one of the rewards for finishing up book 9 should be automatic friendship faction level with the elves of Lothlorien over here. Especially if you're going to have to, if you're wanting us to complete the epilogue quest. We ought to, you know, we've fought with the Galadhrim. We've gotten honored by them and everything else for fighting and dying and fighting Mazog and taking the fight all the way to the uppermost battlements of Dol Guldur and defeating the fortress of the Nazgul over there. But that's not enough for us to get into Karis Galathan. You're still not sure you can trust us. Yeah, I would like to see that fixed. Of course, it's been around here for what, 6 years now, so it's not 6-7 years now. It's not going to be fixed, but it would be nice to see that be fixed. All right, Farisdur. Maybe that's why a lot of people just, you know, I guess, you know, a lot of people level up alts and stuff now. I guess they either buy the Gift of the Valar and immediately become level 90, or if they do the epic quest, they just skip Mirkwood, perhaps. I don't know. Farisdur the Huntsman.
What news from abroad?
It gladdens me to hear that the banks of the Anduin remain clear. So long as no spies are able to cross into Lothlorien, they will remain loath to dare any crossing in force, lest they lose all their strength to our defenses, which indeed they shall, should they prove so foolish. So we'll get our 500 reputation now. There we go. And as you see right here, 21 hours and a half until we can retry it again. So that is one of our dailies here. All right, where's our reputation at now? Our reputation with the Galadhrim? Oh, we've made it almost halfway. 9,700 of the 20,000 we need. Fantastic. I am going to run in here and sell some of the crap that I've been accumulating while killing this stuff. And we will see you when we travel further to the west and get some more reputation quests. So we will see you then.
My services are devoted to the fall of the enemy.